What's going on, everybody? Red Velvet is back in the studio, and today I have a very special guest coming to us via satellite all the way from Los Angeles, California, James Lott Jr., the owner of JLJ Media. How we doing today?
I like that. I do. I like that. Let's enunciate that. It's my initials, JLJ. Right. I love it.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I like to talk with my hands, so there's a lot of movement going on.
Oh, I do hands too. You can't see it right now off camera. I do hands. Hi, Red Velvet. You know I'm a fan, so I'm very happy to be here.
I'm so excited you took the time to join us. Got to meet you way back when, I think August maybe. I was on one of your several podcasts, yes, and had the pleasure of talking with you, and we really hit it off. I feel like you're my brother from another mother.
Yes, we are. We're big boys. We're both big boys who like food and craziness and sports. So it's great. Yeah. So when I come to California, you're going to show me where the big people eat, because you told California's full of little people that eat like. I can tell you where to go. Don't worry. I can show you. I can show you all the food places. Trust me. You will leave full. You will leave full.
Good. I have to leave full. I don't. That's why I don't go to Subway. It ticks me off. So that's enough about me. Let's introduce you to all of my listeners. So go ahead.
Hi. No, I'm just kidding. I would just no. I'm like, hi. See you guys later. Bye. I go. No, it was great meeting you guys. I have nothing to tell you. It's great. No, so I'm James Lott Jr. I do go by my full name. It's one of those things that started about 30 years ago. I used to always announce people when they would come in to a room, like, it's Tony Moore. It's all the time as a joke. And then people would come saying, well, your name's like one word. It's like Tina Turner. It's like James Lott Jr. It's like, I'm like, oh, okay, James Lott Jr. So people call me JLJ, or they call me James Lott Jr. all the time. And even my kids say, it's like, James Lott Jr. I'm like, yes. I just answered anything at this point. That's fine, I guess. So I'm here actually in Inglewood, California, which is a suburb of Los Angeles.
Okay.
So I am here. I'm not far from the water. I'm centrally located to everything. I'm by LAX airport. I can see the planes coming in and taking off. I was at the beach the other day. The Pacific Ocean's like 15 minutes away from me. There are all the major freeways. For those of you who've ever heard the 405, which is a famous freeway, I'm not far from that. That's one of the worst freeways in the country. I'm on it all the time, cussing out people. It's great. But I'm also near a lot of great, it's a great part of Los Angeles, where it's just the weather's always nice down here. It gets hot when you get further inland and go north. Where I'm at is usually between the daytime 60 and 75 degrees every day, year round.
Wow.
We just had rain, so it was very wet. We weren't used to that. So I was very excited that we got rain. But I am originally from here. I'm a first generation Californian. My parents were from other places. But then I left. I've lived all over. I've lived in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, New York, Kansas City. I've lived in San Francisco, Sacramento. I've lived other places, had a full life. And then came back here 17 years ago. I turned 40. I came back. And
Oh, wow. So what was it like growing up in Inglewood, LA area?
So back then it was rough. We were poor, and it was rough. I grew up in the 70s and 80s. So one of the things I always start off with is that when I was in elementary school, it was the last years of busing. So those who don't know what that is, it was desegregation, called it.
Oh.
So they took us from the ghetto and bused us out for an hour and a half bus ride to the valley, where all the white kids were, and vice versa. It didn't work, clearly. None of it works. And a few years after I was in school, they stopped it. Thank God, because we had to get up at like 5:30 in the morning. Get outside. Yeah, it was crazy because LA traffic even back then was crazy. But that helped shape my world a little bit. Once I come from a multiracial family, so background, white, Hispanic, Black, all mixed together. And so that shaped my world a little bit there. And then going into a school that was for gifted students, I was supposedly, I guess I'm smarty. They put me in that. So I was in a gifted school for a while. Then my high school years were in the deep Inglewood. I went to Inglewood High School, deep gangs, deep tension, shootouts, the whole thing. So I kind of went through a whole thing my first 18 years. And let's just throw in, because it was the 80s. Everybody knows the 80s. I was hanging out on the Sunset Strip. At one point, I got into hair metal. So I was going to I was sneaking in to the Whiskey A Go-Go and Viper. I mean, so things you shouldn't, don't try this at home, kids. Don't try it at home. It was the 80s time. Yes, I did try some drugs at one point and stuff. It was the 80s. It was the 80s.
Yeah.
So my first 18 years were really this actually varied experience. It was a very varied experience.
You basically lived like 35 years and you're 18.
Yes. And I didn't realize that until later. When I talked to other people about their childhoods, they're like, well, I didn't do all that. I did one thing, or either I grew up really poor, or I grew up with money, or they didn't move around that much. I have friends who are in the military. They're kind of like me. They're like, they've been around a lot of places, so they kind of get that whole thing of varied life. Yeah. But I didn't realize until later, almost kind of how fortunate I was to grow up that way on some level. Because also I'm a Gen Xer. We were latchkey kids. Had a key around my neck, the whole thing. My parents were at work. And I used to skateboard and skate in the 70s in Venice Beach. And we saw everything in Venice Beach then. To going to the Sunset Strip and watching Poison and Rat and Motley Crue live and sneaking into these shows. And I used to work at a record store.
Whoa.
Like that. So I mean, I really did have this kind of varied experience. Then I would go to, I used to see, there was this thing called Uncle Jam's Army. They would do all these early rap shows. So I saw Dr. Dre and them when they had Jerry Curls and they were in the World Class Wrecking Crew, singing Turn Off the Lights or whatever. So, I mean, I got a chance to see a varied cross-section of people.
Mm-hmm. That's wild. But that also helps you learn, and you see you're seeing all the different points of views all at once. And I guess not all at once, but in a short span. And so you graduate high school. Where's the next step?
So I graduated high school in 1987. Were you even born yet?
No.
Oh, let me have a drink, please, on that one. Let me have a drink.
I wasn't born till 89. So.
Oh. Okay. Let me hold myself together. So 87, I knew I was going to leave. I know I wanted to leave LA because it was getting more and more dangerous. And literally, a few years later, we had the riots. Literally in my neighborhood. So I'm glad I kind of left at the time. But I was like, I need to go out there and spread my wings, go to college. That's what you did back then. You go to college. And I became a nurse. So I went to nursing school. I went to Cal State Chico, became a nursing student, all that. Moved to Sacramento, which is the state capital. Had a child. I didn't get married. Had a child. To say that. I have a baby mother. I have several baby mothers. But I had a child. And basically was raising a child, working, and I started kind of living my life in Sacramento. But I was like glad to be out of Los Angeles. It was a smaller town, much more. It's not like people like you. I've been to areas near where Red Velvet lives. I've been in Clinton, Indiana, and Dana stuff. And for me, what was so shocking was how I was like, where are the Black people? Or like, where are I was like, really, like, I don't know what's going on. It's like, it's a small, but then I was like, I'm really enjoying this like small townness and all this open air and like open space. There were not a lot of fences. Like, here we have a lot of gates. My place is gated. It was just like, I like this. And I don't see, there's nothing flying in the sky, no helicopters. Like, when I was in Clinton the first time, I was like, it's so quiet at night. This is crazy. Like, I didn't sleep the first night or two because I was just like, it's too quiet and it's really dark. And I'm just like, what do you do that? But now I've been there several times. But now I'm like, the small town stuff, I kind of get.
It's small town living is fun. I've never lived in the big city. I visit, and that's enough for me to get, and then I get out. But you don't want to be with 4 million people. All go in the same direction on the freeway at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. No. Like 2.5 hours. We took a party bus to Nashville, Tennessee, a few months ago, and to pick up an opening act to bring back to Terre Haute. And It was fun. I had a blast in Nashville. I was there for 2 hours. I was only there for 2 hours because if I was there any longer, I'd probably be behind bars. But we went to, of course, the guy I was with, the guy who owned the bus, he goes, hey, we're going to go to Nashville, pick up the band, and come back. So in my mind, we're going to Nashville, pick up the band, and coming right back. I'm wearing basketball shorts, a cutoff shirt, nothing fancy. The other guy that was with us, he was wearing sweats. He was looking like me. The driver walks out, head to toe, dressed to the nines. And he goes, where you ready to go to Nashville? I wish I would have got the memo about dressing nice. Well, we ended up staying down there for 2 hours, and we went to a couple bars and hung out. And I'm like, I had my fanny pack on. I looked like white trash, dude. And it was just, but the big city atmosphere of me not driving in, I got to sit in the front seat and just kind of like look out the window. Awesome. Like I could, if I have a handler, I could be okay. And I think visiting big cities is for me, staying maybe a week or two. That's good. Anything beyond that, I'm going to get in trouble. I already know it. I've already briefed my entire family. I will get in trouble if I stay longer than 2 weeks.
I get it. No, I get it. I've been in trouble. It's true. It's all true. It's all true. I'm a new person now. I'm new. I'm older. No, it's fun sometimes to get in trouble. No, but I get it. No, I now that I've lived in quieter places and I've lived in big places, I kind of like the city. But I do like, but within where I live, it is a quieter neighborhood.
Right.
I don't live in downtown LA. I don't live in Hollywood. Like I live off. That's why I live down here. I hear ocean waves. I don't hear honking and beeping all the time. So I do have. So there's choices. Like if I want to go to the mountains, I can. When I go to the sea, I can. I guess it's. I'm fortunate.
You're like in the perfect area.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I am. I've been in Northern California where it's too rural. It's too not enough up there. You can't get to everything. So I did that. I was up there 22 years actually, and I was like, yeah, I kind of like having things. I get bored easily, so I like having a place where there's something for me to do every day, something different.
I get that.
Yeah. So I was in Sacramento. I was a nurse raising a child. Then I gained another child, and I had 2 children. I was raising them, and I was just kind of like living my life like it was golden. I was like, just doing stuff. And then I was like, I don't want to be a nurse anymore. I hate sick people. So I quit. I said, that's it. I don't want to do it. I went into retail and food like everybody else, and just then we were to San Francisco. So I was just kind of living my life, figuring things out, growing up, just living in San Francisco was really harsh because of the .com boom. We had AIDS going on one side, .com boom happening on the other side. Plus, it's a really big, dense city, lots of hills. My first time driving up a San Francisco hill and getting stuck halfway. Well, folks, let me explain this to you.
Please do.
Oh no, it's crazy. Okay. Luckily, I had a manual car. I didn't have a stick shift. Thank God I didn't have that. I don't know how they do it. So I had a little Ford Escort, 1990 Ford Escort. We're along, okay, going up a hill. The hills are like this. They're like seriously, they have hills like this. So we were the 4th car down. I was told you got to put the emergency brake on, take your foot off the gas, and get ready. I put your foot near the brake and get ready because you have to roll back and then go. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. So you sit there, the light turns, everybody's spaced enough so they can roll back. So you got to put the brake down, put your foot off the brake, roll back, put your foot on the gas, and then shoot up.
So you had to like hammer it?
What?
You had to like hammer it, like, and then drop the brake, hit the gas real hard.
Yes. Oh, so then here's what's also crazy. Have you ever tried to park on a hill?
No.
Sideways or straight ahead? So here's the deal too, kids. Some of you guys learn about San Francisco, and I do love San Francisco, but these are crazy things that I had to learn. So if you're in a steep hill like this, you have to turn your wheels this way.
Okay.
So that if the car it goes into the side. If you're going downhill, you got to turn them in. So you got to make sure your steering wheel, everything's turned inside. And again, spaced away. You got to roll back to shoot out. It is insane. I got rid of my car. said, fuck this. Buy a car. I don't want this car anymore. I don't want it. Subways. We had two they call Barton Muni at Subways. My friends and I, we'll just rent a car if we need one sometime. We didn't need one that often. I got rid of the car. The car was just like it was too much. Too much.
I mean, you couldn't be like a bank robber in San Francisco. It sounds like there's too many.
No. But then also, San Francisco had the fog. Oh. So I moved there. My best friend and I moved there. I was 23 years old. I was 24. And I was 24. We're there in the summertime. So I'm thinking, okay, summer. I'm leaving Sacramento where it's 110 degrees all summer. Mm-hmm. You want to kill people and die. So I'm thinking, okay, we're going to San Francisco. It's going to be hot. We get there and it's freezing. So that Mark Twain quote, the coldest winter I spent was a summer in San Francisco is true. Wow. So San Francisco doesn't get summer until like September, October. It's crazy. So you go there and there's a thing called Twin Peaks. So San Francisco is on a peninsula. It's 3 sides of water. There's one thing called Twin Peaks. At like 4 in the afternoon, there's fog. You see it rolling over the hill. It's kind of cool to watch at first. Yeah. You're like, it's going to get me. So you got to get over the hill, and all of a sudden the temperature just drops like 40 degrees. 40 degrees. And windy. So I had to learn how to shiver through the summers of San Francisco. And then 4th of July. I mean, we had a roof. At one place we had a rooftop deck. We're like, oh my God, we're just set. We got to get a party together. We had the kids over. We're gonna watch fireworks because we had Oakland across the bay. They did fireworks. South San Francisco. We had a great view of everything. Nope, the fog was so thick that night we couldn't see shit.
Oh,
you can hear them going off. You can see nothing. I was like, that's not fun.
Sounds fun. Sounds like a war movie.
Right. I just got drunk. All the rest of the night.
Well, I mean, that's what you got to do, I guess. I mean, I'm at the age now where fireworks terrify me. I just, I don't like it.
They terrify you.
Well, when I was younger, we used to drink a lot of beverages, and then we would like have firework wars, or there'd be a couple times we'd be at a bonfire. We're all sitting around the campfire drinking, and then somebody takes an entire bag of fireworks and just throws them in the fire. And it just stuff's blowing up at you. You're trying to get out of the way. And we've had a few of those. We got these things. I don't know if you have them in California, but they're like packs of 200 of them. They're little missiles that shoot up in the air. They'll go rogue, and they like sometimes they'll tip over and shoot at us or the artillery. They like wow, or the mortar shells, the big artillery shells that do the big boom boom. Sometimes those will tip over and shoot at you. So I'm just like, I'm good. I stand about 150 yards away and I'll watch from a distance.
Yes. I don't blame you. For that, I don't blame you. We didn't do that in California. So we didn't do that.
No, we get a little redneck stuff out here and sometimes we get burned. And I'm just like, I don't like that. I mean, 4th of July, I was getting nervous about 4th of July. Somebody goes to the hospital. Last year was my son, but it wasn't firework related. He dropped a golf cart on his hand.
Oh my God.
He picked up a golf cart and then dropped it.
Oh my God. Now, is this the same son who now we're celebrating because he's in the military?
Yeah.
Congratulations. Yeah. He learned something. He
did. He did. He learned that don't pick up a golf cart in flip-flops at 1 o'clock in the morning because he almost lost his entire finger, which almost cost him his military career.
Right.
Then he almost his entire platoon got in trouble at basic. They all shaved a slit in their eyebrow for brotherhood. Okay. And they violated some article where they defaced government property. And that is a dischargeable offense. But luckily there was like 85 of them that did it. So
wow, I never knew that. That's very interesting. Wow.
Yeah, because he called us. So this is how that story went. I've never really told the story yet. They had a Facebook page and they would send pictures and everything every now and then. So this was on a Tuesday. We see pictures of they're doing grenade training. I found a picture of him holding a grenade, which is terrifying.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
The next day, he sends us a text and said, "We won't be able to go with you to after our graduation. We have to stay on base. We messed up." That was the only text we got. So in my mind, I go, they blew somebody up. I thought somebody, and then we find out 2 weeks later, we're sitting here on edge, like there's a funeral going on. No, it's the eyebrow thing.
That's crazy. Okay, well, that is probably they have to look a certain way. That is government regulations, I guess. So there you go.
Yeah, but so he's learned pretty quick. But
yes, I was one of those kids. I just had to talk with somebody else recently. It's funny. If you told me the stove was hot, I got it the first time. My brother, though, he found out 5 times the stove was hot each time.
Oh,
we don't know if he decided, is it not going to be hot this time? I don't know. But me, I was like very dramatic. That stove is hot. I'm not touching that stove. I ain't going near the stove. And they're like, okay, James, we got it. I was like 5 years old. We got it, James. The stove's hot. Like, I was like, you told me once. I felt it. I'm done. So, yeah, that's the kind of person I am.
I was the same way.
Yeah, see? There you go.
So we're in San Francisco. It's foggy. Did you be like, we're getting out of here? We got to understand.
Well, no, I stayed. Oh. And, what happened was, it was a great city to be in my late 20s to my 30s to 40. It was a great city because I got some really good jobs. And that taught me a lot about life. I fell back into I had everything. I was a switchboard operator I used to mannequins in the walls and the stores. I used to dress the mannequins.
Okay.
I did that. That was fun. But there's a whole science behind it, folks. I mean, so it's not just that easy, but there's a whole science behind it. I did that. I also worked food service jobs. I was a waiter and all kinds of stuff like that. But then I got into corporate jobs. I kind of fell into them. I needed more money. I used to work 4 or 5 jobs at a time.
Wow.
Because I was raising 2 kids and I had to live in San Francisco. Yeah. So I got a job at Morgan Stanley, Dean Witter at the time. It's not Dean Witter anymore. So I get this job. I'm a switchboard operator in the cashiering department on the 3rd floor. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cushy. And I'm like, I'd answer like 1,500 calls a day. And I was just like, hi, Morgan Stanley Witter. How can I direct your calls? Morgan Stanley Witter. At the end of the day, I was like, Witter, where? Okay, hold. And I was so tired. That'd be up because we were with the West Coast Bell, which is 3 hours ahead. I had to give it 4 a.m. Now, here's what's funny, kids. Don't try this at home. I gotta preface that every time I say this or anything. So I used to watch. This is so 90s, late 90s. There were these shows called Eliminate, Fifth Wheel, Blind Date, all these early reality shows that were just ridiculous. They're all set in Los Angeles. They go around dating. Blind Date, they'd have little bubbles pop up, and like there were things people think. It's just crazy. They would come on from like 11:30 to 1:30 in the morning. Who was up watching that shit, drinking a glass of wine every night? Me. I got to be up at 4 every morning. So yeah, so that was not fun. So I did that, but I just like nice little job. And then 2001, 9/11 happened, and I was there, and working there. And I wasn't in New York, but I was working at Morgan Stanley, and we lost an office. We lost employees, people I talked to that week before. I had never in my entire life had a job where the whole company was just grief stricken. It was just like, it was crazy. And I remember just thinking to myself, wow, life really is that random and it's that short. And we lost 17 employees in a whole office. And I remember afterwards, the mail would come in from some of those employees. That's the last thing they sent out. And then all the calls were directed to us and to LA office. And we were like, where's my broker? And we're like, let me direct you to somebody to tell you your broker's dead, basically.
Oh, wow.
It was crazy. And that was and that made me go, James, I think I want to go back to Los Angeles and start my life over. But then it's like these things that life works. My friend was like, I need help at my job. And he put on conferences. He's like, and he goes, James, you used to do event planning. Can you just come help me for a week? Like take a week off, get paid from that job, my vacation, but then go there and get paid. So I was like, I'll come for a week. Why not? So I came to this job, and it was insurance. That was the exciting thing on earth. But insurance folks on a party. Crazy. So I went to this conference, and I helped run it. And it was a lot of fun. And when they sent me game my check at the end of the week, I was like, I can make this much? And they're like, yes. And I like money. So I was like, okay, I will. And I had just moved into this little apartment. Folks, the apartment was called an efficiency.
Mm-hmm.
It had no kitchen.
Oh.
So
that's not very efficient.
Okay. Exactly. It was one big room with a window, a walk-in closet, and a bathroom. Okay. So I had a hot plate.
All right.
I had a microwave, and I call it the college-sized refrigerator. That's what I had in there.
Oh yeah.
I could make a meal if I had to. But that place cost me at the time, it was $1,000.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So I was like, I can make this much money, I can afford this, and actually I can have a life. So I left Morgan Stanley and I went to that job. And it was a 3-month gig that lasted 7 years.
Okay. Were you expecting it to be more than the 3 months, or it just happened?
I was gonna go for it. I was gonna help out for 3 months. And they kept saying, well, we like you. And you like, I was like, I kind of like this job. And and almost every year was kind of like, you want to stay? You want to go? And I ended up getting really involved. And I ended up moving up the food chain and making more money. And that was nice. So I was going to get my kids to college. I was going to do all this stuff. There was a reasoning behind it all. So kind of just like, I paid off my debt. I had debt. I paid all my debt off, my 30s. Like I had things that I really needed to do. So I did that. And I was also, and on a side note, I'm also an artist of sorts. So I had a a punk dance band. Back then, we called ourselves Mangina.
Did you make shirts? I gotta know. Did you make T-shirts?
Well, there's some stuff out there somewhere. This was pre-internet. Internet was new. The internet was very new. So this is pre-internet. But there's some flyers maybe out there, and
sweet,
a mug or two.
A mug
or two. And we called ourselves, we were trying to be the Clash meets Blondie meets Fleetwood Mac. That was our whole thing. Okay. I don't know what all that meant, but we had some crazy songs that you could dance to them, but we had harmony. It was just crazy. So I was expressing myself. I was one of the lead singers. I have the deep voice. So I was one of the lead singers. So I was doing that. Plus I was painting. And I sold paint. I had paint shows and sold paintings. So I was able to do that at the same time. Plus I was an activist. So I was always out in the streets, rising against something. So I did all that.
Wow. And are you still in San Francisco, or is this a new city?
That was all in San Francisco. I did all that.
Wow. Yeah, you've done a lot of stuff. You know that?
I have. I do know. I lived it. I've done all the time. Here's the thing, Red Velvet. So the thing that I'm a person that says yes to a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. You know why I brought me to Indiana? I mean, Doug Hess. Shout out to Doug Hess. I said yes to something that then he said yes to afterwards. And then later, I said yes to afterwards. I mean, that was kind of like, if you follow, there was it's like I'm one of the people who likes to live life. Mm-hmm. So I like to try things out. If something sounds interesting to me, I'll try it. I'm fearless that way. I'm not scared of stuff. So for me, if it's like a job situation or a trip somewhere or, just like an experience, I'll try it. Because I always think, okay, if I don't like it, I can stop. If I don't like it, that's it. I don't know. I get bored easily. So I like to try things. And I think that's what's helped me in my life, because I got all these opportunities that I would never have gotten before if I hadn't said yes.
Right.
And I like diversity. I like having friends that look like you. I like having friends that look like me. I like having friends who look nothing like us. You know what I mean? Like I'm not closed-minded. I don't close off stuff because it looks this way. And see, LA's big on that. LA's big on where you live, how you live, what kind of car you drive. It's very what you see on TV is very much like that here. Really? I'm used to it. But I'm like, but for me, I don't care.
Right. Well, that's like a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people they like having a title. Like I got to be and I'm like, I title, unless it's like a wrestling title, I really don't give a crap about it. So it's like, just I'm a doer. I want to do stuff. That's
me too.
And you can call me whatever you want. I really don't care. You can call me senior, junior, whatever. I'm going to do what I need to do that you're paying me for. But also, I don't care about titles. Like, unless you're going to pay me more, that title means nothing to me. So
that's so true, and that's the thing. I'm like you. I always say I'm a doer also, and I do have letters after my name. I have a doctorate. I have all kinds of. I have all that stuff. But why you don't hear me brag about it? Because to me, it's just stuff. It's experiences that I had. I went to school and I did that. But that's not what's important. It's experiencing life. That's what's important.
Absolutely.
And how you treat people. That's what's important.
Absolutely. Like, so what brought you to New York? Because New York's a fascinating place to me that I'll probably never go to. So I might go one time. But
you should. My goodness.
Well, I used to have family there. They don't live there now. I live in Philly, and I really don't want to go to Philly. But maybe one day.
Oh my God, I love it. I've been to New York. So my mother's from New York.
Okay.
So I used to go to New York all the time. So starting from my childhood on, visiting my grandparents were there, Brooklyn in the house. I went to all the 5 boroughs. I have family in upstate New York. I believe it or not, I have a white Polish family side of my family that lives in Buffalo, West Seneca. Folks know that area. If you know that area, you know.
Okay.
And I used to eat my pierogies and all this and all the potatoes and meat you can eat in life up there. I loved it. But in New York City itself, I was there for a little bit, and I'll tell you something. It is denser. It's one of the densest cities you can live in. Denser than San Francisco. LA is very spread out, so it's very different. New York, you're on top of each other. And one of the things that I had to get used to was walking in New York. Because everybody walks very purposefully. And it's crowded. And you're walking, if you don't walk right, you'll be like, oh, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. And then about New York too, you'll see some shit that you can't unsee. I'll tell you something. So I brought a friend to New York. She had never been. This was like maybe 10 years ago. And I said, okay, we're walking at night. And she's like, oh my God, are those little puppies over there eating the trash? I go, no, take a closer look. She's like, oh my, they're rats.
Oh my goodness.
I love puppies.
Oh boy.
It is no joke. They like Subway rat, Pizza Rat, and all that. It's all true. I've seen rats carry things away. I mean, it's crazy.
Oh boy.
It's like the rats and the roaches are the two things that made me want to cry when I was there. But I like the city's energy. It's my magic city. To me, Central Park is beautiful. Times Square is fun. I like Broadway shows. I go see shows when I go there all the time. I was just there in January. It is a place that you have to grow up. You cannot. It's not for sissies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like you have to be strong living in New York. Seriously, from sound mind and body. You gotta make sure you put your arm up. My grandfather used to. I remember my grandfather was 6'3", a bit old Puerto Rican, and he would have this backpack on. He carried a stick. Like, why are you carrying a stick, Grandpa Bob? Like, what's all day? He's like, you'll see. So I remember he's like, stay near me. And we used to go to the subway. It's packed in the morning. And he had a stick to ward off people trying to steal, pickpocket, whatever. He would just swing that. I mean, I saw it. I mean, that's how it was there. And I thought it was exciting. I thought it was exciting. I'm like, oh my God, this is great. And I was a kid. I'm a young boy, just having a good time. And I remember the first time I went there, it was 1984. I'll never forget it. We're on West 57th, this major street we were on. That's the first time I saw breakdancers on cardboard. Because rap had just started, and we had heard about it on TV. It hadn't come out to California yet. The breakdancing part hadn't come to California. And I remember seeing cardboard and people spinning. My grandfather going, they're going to break their necks. And oh my God, it's this weird music. And I was like, wow, oh my God, it's freaking see. I play. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I remember that. It's etched in my brain. That to me is New York. It's you're spinning on your head in the middle of graffiti with tons of people. And I'm telling you, some of the best food in the country is in New York City. I'm telling you, I swear. There's a place called Junior's Cheesecake. It's very famous.
Ooh.
Every type of cheesecake you could even think of is there.
Really?
and it's made there. And it's only 2 locations. There used to be only one in Brooklyn. Now there's one in Manhattan. And I'm telling you, like in Dreamgirls, and I'm telling you, this cheesecake will make you slap your mother, grandmother, auntie, cousin. It will slap your whole family. It's that good.
Wow.
It's you. If you like cheesecake, you like cheesecake?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you will. Is this a family show? Should I watch what I'm saying?
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Okay, you'll cream in your pants.
Oh, deal.
What you eat? No, seriously. It's why I like it is that it's smooth and velvety. I've had cheesecakes
like me.
just like you. Red velvet, right? They have a red velvet cheesecake too. It's really good too. Speaking of that. But seriously, it is. That's what I need. I need you at Junior's Cheesecake as red velvet, eating red velvet cheesecake. I need that. I need that now. Let's book a ticket. We gotta go.
All right. Hey, I just got on my first airplane, so I'm a pro now.
Oh my God, that's right. I want to ask you about that. So I've been flying since I was 9 years old. So you were on your first. How old are you?
36.
Well, so what was it like? Were you nervous? Were you scared? What was that like?
No, because I've been to the airport probably 55 times to pick up and drop off, never to board. And I was excited because I was like, oh, this is something new. Like I like those new. I'm like you. I like learning new things, doing new things, trying new things. And I was excited. I was also a little nervous. Like I didn't want it to be a crowded flight because I didn't want to sit like this. But it was it was only like 70% full. And it was like almost a brand new plane.
Oh,
and we get there, and the entire time, the girls, like my children, my 7-year-old, she's flown more planes than I have. And she goes, Dad, are you nervous? No, not at all. We go sit in the very back, right by the bathroom, because I didn't even get to go in the bathroom. They wouldn't let me. They're like, my wife goes, you cannot eat before you get on this airplane. You will not poop on this airplane. I'm like, okay. That was my plan, but okay. And I go, all right, well, so I said, I'm getting a window seat. I don't like this is my first time flying. I want to look out the window. So it was me and my oldest daughter, and luckily nobody sat between us. So I got to put the armrest up and kind of stretch out. But the Wi-Fi, I didn't get the Wi-Fi turned on my phone in time, so I had no internet. So I had to read a book like a 90s person. But you know what? I need to catch up with my reading anyway. So I've been reading this book since June, and I'm still not done. Like about halfway through now. And so we take off. I'm like, all right. It felt like a roller coaster. Like just
it does.
And the entire time was nice. Like it was only an hour and 10-minute flight, so it wasn't bad. The landing kind of got me. I wasn't expecting the landing because it just goes, and I'm like, So,
yes. But
even the flight back, we were on a little older plane. It was still pretty new, but I was like, well, that wasn't bad. But I was mainly nervous about going through Atlanta Airport because I've gone through the Indy TSA and all that stuff because when my son was younger, I got to go through the terminal and get him to the plane. But Atlanta, I didn't know. And some people thought I was really nice in the airport, So I'm like wandering around like a lost person. And Atlanta's huge.
It is. But it's huge. It's huge.
We made it through. And once people realized like I'm a newbie, they were kind of like nice. But I really I did ask the flight attendant, I said, can I get the wings for the first time flyer? And
good for you. I
didn't get them, but it was fun. But
just screw her.
Yeah.
Wings. Come on.
Yeah. She gave me free coffee though. I'll take my coffee.
Oh, we'll take that. I'll always take that. I love the coffee. I'll always take that.
Yeah. So no, I mean that was a great time. But yeah, I'll go on an airplane now. No problem. I don't know how to book it or anything. My wife makes fun of me. She goes, you're just a travel princess, aren't you? I go, yeah, I basically am because you take care of everything and I'll do it wrong. So you might as well just do it and then I'll just show up.
I love it. So, folks, Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport is one of the largest airports in the country. It's a hub for several places like Delta and stuff. And there's a lot of terminals. So what he's saying, you've never been, it's huge. I mean, like it's confusing. It's huge. No, I've flown through this so many times, so I know what you mean. Like it's even for a seasoned traveler, I'm just telling you, it's a little crazy. It's a little crazy.
They had trains in the airports. I was like, what? I said, we're going to get on a train. I'd take a train through around the airport, then I'd take another train to the car rental place. I was like, dude, this is a little big. Indy's not that big.
No, it's not. No, I've flown to Indy. No, it's not that big. It's like compared to that. So Atlanta, Hartsfield, that's one of the biggest ones you could be at. So for you, I'll give you points for that. So you went to Atlanta? That's where you went to?
We went to Atlanta, and then we had to drive an hour because Columbus Airport was closed for remodeling. But we looked at taking Columbus for the next time. We got to go back in February. We looked at going to Columbus. We had to stop in Atlanta anyway. I said, I'm not going to stop in Atlanta and sit in an airplane and then fly.
Nice. Yeah.
So I'll just drive. It's only an hour drive.
Yeah.
So, but it was nice. It was a fun time.
That's
but
cool.
It is.
But yeah, New York is great. And then Pittsburgh, which is my other major place. I owned 2 homes there for 20 years, and lived there off and on. Pittsburgh was my sanctuary place. In 2018, my face went paralyzed. I had extreme Bell's palsy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was one of the scariest times of my life. I couldn't talk. I couldn't swallow anything. And you can't do anything about it. There's nothing you can do about it. So I had to recover. I did some holistic stuff. That's why I think I got back. I also did acupuncture too. That's another story. But I went to Pittsburgh to recover for months. And it's just nice and quiet. Pittsburgh is one of those cities that's growing. It is growing. I'm a Steelers fan, so for me, I could walk down. We used to be called Heinz Field. I could walk down to Heinz Field, get a game for $50, get a seat, and I was there. I used to see Ben Roethlisberger all the time at the Wendy's nearby, and I was always over there. So I lived in a place called Troy Hill. Okay. That was above the Penn Brewery, on the north side of town. And my backyard, my back window, I was so high up on the hill, I had a view of all of Pittsburgh. The 3 rivers, Mount Washington over there. It was amazing. I had a 3-story A-frame row house that I bought for $20,000 back in.
Oh my gosh!
I know. So I bought another house for $6,000, a 5-bedroom place for $6,000. So I had 2 homes for basically $30,000, and I put in. They were fixer uppers, but I put in only the house I had for $20,000. I put in like $10,000. I didn't get a new roof. That was most of it was a new roof. But things are cheaper there. So so for me, Pittsburgh is a major part of my life because I did work there. And I really did spend a lot of time there. I made friends there. It was I have family in Ohio and I have family in New York, so it's right in between. I could go either way. See them was a good hub for me. But it's like it's not as fast, but it's not as slow. It's like in between. But it was just like summers are a little too much. I'm not in the humidity. A little much for me. My hair was out to here. If I had hair, it was crazy. But Pittsburgh holds a special place in my heart also because I was there. I sold the houses on my 50th birthday back in 2019 and made some money off of them. And I'm glad they went. The one house went to a nice. It was a guy who was just starting out, and other was buying the house for him. So I thought that's very cool. So he has it now, but it's Pittsburgh's a trip because it's kind of Midwest, but it's kind of East Coast. It's Mid-Atlantic, I guess. So I used to go to West Virginia all the time and gamble. At Wheeling Island, West Virginia. That was me. I was in them slots. Betmax. While drinking, I was doing it all the time. But I that's another place that I a lot of experiences there. I put down. Here's something, folks. I have soft hands. I'm not a person who does my own work at home. That is not me. James Lott Jr. will hire somebody in a second. I could help the economy. However, Red Velvet, I stained my own kitchen cabinets and I put down my own floor in the kitchen. My brother and I put down the tiling on the floor. He taught me the whole situation. I'm very proud of myself. Yeah. I did those 2 things. I was very proud of myself. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Congratulations. Here, hold on. Let me give you the applause. I got it pulled up.
Because I was coming. Thank you. I'm very proud of myself. I felt very manly. I did both those things.
I did construction for about 15 years. Oh, wow. I suck. I still suck. Like, it's awful. I only did it because it was for my family's company and it was flexible. And flooring, I could do flooring, and that's about it. But we did everything, dude. Roofing, everything. Like, I don't like heights, so I'd be the ground guy. I'll be the ground general, man. I'll pick up every piece of trash you want me to. You get me up on that roof, I'm useless. And I'm like, no, thank you. we've actually bought the house right beside us here, and my dad's like, "You gonna work on it?" I go, "I quit construction in 2020, and I'm still holding true. Like, if I absolutely positively have to do something, I'll do it. But I'm like, do you work on my own house? Like, the kids learn a whole new vocabulary with me working on stuff around the house. Like, I do
I'm
not.
Sure they do. I'm sure they do. Yeah.
It's just, it's not me. I tried that. Wasn't for me. I'd rather just entertain people.
Yeah, I hire people. Yeah, I hire
exactly.
people. We're entertainers. We're artists. We I hire folks for all that. I will help the economy.
Exactly. No, exactly. Well, I know we're 45 minutes in. We haven't even got to the main topic yet. You started JLJ Media, and you started that kind of later in life, didn't you?
So I got into so this is really interesting for me is that when I left San Francisco in 2009, I said I want to change my whole life. Mm-hmm. I was turning 40 years old, and my kids were now grown. I was a grandfather by then already, so I was just like, okay, now it's my turn. And I paid all my debt off, so I had no debt. Mm-hmm. So I was come back to LA to this house I live in. I grew up in this house, so I inherited this house. So I was like, okay, I have a place to live. Now, what I want to do for my life? I can really choose whatever I want to do. And I got a role on a TV show called House, which was the number one show in the country at the time with Hugh Laurie. And I did a couple episodes of that. And I got the bug. I said, I want to be a star. And then I got a couple of commercials. I did a Can You Hear Me Now commercial with that guy. And a couple others. And people were like, they started seeing me on TV. I was in a show called Privilege. Like, oh my God, there's James. And so I thought I was kind of doing that. But then I said, I don't want to be waiting for other people to dictate my life. I like being in charge. So I switched. My friends always go, James, you were getting gigs, you switched. I go, that whole audition crap, all that stuff's crazy. I said, I want to be a producer. I want to have other people's dreams come true. Meanwhile, I can still showcase who I am, but I can still do it at the same time. So I started JLJ Media kind of softly around 2012. But then I kicked it into gear about 2019. So I was at a network called AfterBuzz TV, and I was doing stuff for them. But I started doing my own side stuff. Then the pandemic hit, and the whole industry shut down here. There was all my employment everything shut down. Right. And I said, my friends always laughed. I said, because no one else was doing it. I'm the only one who did it in my group. I said, I'm going to start a network. I don't know what that means or what I'm going to do, but I'm going to start a network. And it's the craziest, wonderful, nerve-wracking, beautiful experience of my life. So I always say officially about 15 years, but I will say the last 5 years is what it is today is what it's become.
Mm-hmm. And you have a lot of stuff going on, don't you?
So I have over 60 shows.
Oh my gosh.
I have over 60 books released in my name on Amazon. I have 12 albums and lots of music on all streaming services under my name. And I have over 25 audio dramas that I've written or co-written and produced. So I have several. I know, it's crazy. I'm an overachiever, apparently. So I do this, and within the last few years, because of Doug Hess, I get to him again, we started Forgotten Hollywood. That was the first one. Became very successful. And then he started telling me about, that this Ernie Pyle Museum. I'm like, who the fuck is that? And then he told me about him. And then I kind of fell in love with Ernie Pyle. I was like, oh, in terms of journalism-wise, not in love with him, but in journalism-wise, I don't know. He's dead. But it was like this. I was like, ooh, he's really cool. And I've been to the museum, folks. I actually went there. I went to Benedict, Indiana. And then we started bringing other stuff to me. And then all of a sudden, I had about 7 or 8 shows from Indiana that were pulling in good numbers for me. So that's what led me to come to Indiana a couple years ago. And that's the whole thing. But yeah, I would say the last 5 years is where I've had so much creativity come out of JLJ Media. I do red carpets. I'm an Emmy judge, Emmy voter for the Emmys.
Oh wow!
I'm accepted as an Oscar press person for the Oscars. I'm part of ASCAP, which is the Songwriters Association. I'm part of that. I've won 2 major awards as a in this business. They're on my wall behind me up there. It's been bigger than I ever thought in my wildest dreams. In my 50s, I'm 56 years old, almost 57. That I have started way later in life, and I always end my award speeches with, "This is for the old guys." I do it all the time. People go, "I'm an old guy too." I'm like, "I know, we're all old guys." I seriously think I'm an example. It's never too late.
That's what I like about you is you started this when you're 40. I started partly started this. I had a partner at the time in my mid 30s, and it's just like there's enough time. You know, I saw a video from Gary Vee. He goes, "If you're not even 50 yet, you're not even halftime yet." You know, I'm like, okay. So it's how do you deal with? So you're on a much grander scale than what I am, and like, how do you handle the grind and the bad days? Like, do you have bad days? Do you have that type of thing?
Here's the thing: it doesn't matter how big you are or how small you are. There's some things that are just universal when you're a content creator, which is what you are, what I am, and sometimes it's like I'm just not in the mood today. I don't feel like having to go online and promote something. I don't want to put a video together. I don't want to record today. It could be for any reason. I'm just tired. I'm tired as fuck. I'm old. I'm tired. Or I'm just like, I'm not in the mood. And you have to almost overcome that. And because I have a fan base that says, I want your content.
Right.
So where is it? And you have to be consistent. So that's for you and I. That's our major thing for any kind of success. Consistency usually is the number one component. I can't say that enough. You can't start a podcast and do it every other week or every other month or whatever, and expect any kind of success. You can do it that way, but you really have to and that's hard sometimes, especially if you have a life outside of it, which we all do. I'm caregiving my mom right now. I have children and grandchildren. I'm probably what we call that sandwich generation because I have older parents, then I have kids all the same time, plus just life itself. And I'm running 2 households and mortgages. And so that's something that we all have to deal with because we're not doing this. I'm doing it full time, but like we still have to worry about, is the content good? Well, I mean, what do I put out? I'm not guaranteed. In some cases I am, but in some of my shows, I'm not guaranteed a lot of folks are going to watch it. So, or listen to it. So you go, I got 20 views. Fuck, I put all this work into this godforsaken video. I got 20 views. That's it. You have to get over that. You just have to go, but you know what? There's times when I've gone away from that video, come back 2 months later, it's at 1,000. Like, who knows what? So for me, it's all about self-discipline and understanding and grace for myself. I would say it for you too. Give yourself grace. Just be consistent. Get up and do it. It's a routine. Just do it. Put out the content you want to put out that'll make you happier. Don't do stuff. Don't chase. Don't chase trends. Don't chase it. Do what you want to do. Make the audience come to you. That's what I always tell people. And I know that's what you do. You're doing stuff that you want to be doing. That's the whole point. It's like those are the things that we have to think about. It's like, what are we doing? What are we putting out? Is the quality decent? Is it good? Will anybody watch this or listen to it? That's universal. Will anybody share it? Will anybody even give a shit? That's a universal feeling. There's times where you kind of go, I'm doing all this work, but does anybody really give a shit that I'm doing this? And usually somebody will come through and say something like, great show last night. And you go, okay, I'm fine. Okay, I got to do it again. It's just, and there's also fatigue. You get burnt out sometimes. Just like I did, the last month I did all these shows. I'm tired and I don't want to do it. Like you want to start screaming. But I just know for me, I actually enjoy this. I love this part of it. So I just I push. But it can be tough sometimes, but you have to give yourself grace. And it's okay to feel tired and just like worn out and just like, I don't feel like doing it. It's okay to feel that
way. I try to have different things for different platforms. Like my TikTok, that's just me having fun. Like people are like, you can make money on it. Maybe I can, but I just want to have fun on it. If something happens, it happens. Like Facebook, I know Facebook and Instagram, that's where I've got to be the more polished one. Snapchat, buddy, it's wild. Like you get all sorts of stuff. Anybody on there that follows me on Snapchat is probably like, this dude's insane. Like, I know one time one video I made, I just was walking out of the hallway. I go, why does my turd smell like cat shit? And like something random like that. It's just, But I have these different places because not everybody on Facebook can want to hear that. And
That's
not everybody. So I'm trying to like, okay. But I have so much crap going in my mind all the time. I got to get it. I've got to just spew it out, and that's the thing is a lot of people are like, well, you're a content creator. You don't pound nails all day. No, I don't. But I have to be thinking all the time of what's next. And it's just, sometimes you do get burnt out. I mean, last week before we left, I was like, man, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. Like, I don't know if this is worth it, if it's this, that, and the other. And then I started getting a couple messages from like parents of athletes. And they're like, thank you for what you're doing. I'm like, all right, there's that next, my next.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's been a fun journey, and just learning about myself, like I know Wednesday, like I've got my content days, like basically Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I know exactly what's going on. That's not the hard part. It's Saturday through Monday. It's like, or Tuesday. It's like, okay, it's not that consistent content. Let's get creative here. And it's been a fun challenge, but at the same time, it's like, whoo, there's days.
No, it is. And you got to figure it out. Nobody can figure it out for you. You have to figure it out yourself. And that's the thing. You have to fill your days the way that works for you. There's no one size fits all. And I know for me, there are people enjoying my content. So I know that's a great thing. Whether it's one person or 1,000, someone's enjoying it somewhere. And I think that's, and there's people that I go to watch for their content. So I know I'm enjoying their content also. So that it's a merry-go-round. It's like it's happening for everybody's like, oh yeah, I love it. So I just think that I tell people all the time, make sure you're in it for the right reasons. Keep your expectations low. Just put out content, and then you never know what will hit.
No kidding.
You can't predict it. I'm sure you have some videos that have done better than others. You're like, why that video? Just like, why is that one? Because I've done a few videos where I'm like, this is gonna be a big hit. We got it, and nothing.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, that videos. I mean, folks at home, you probably seen it already. My famous video with the bread refrigerator. That was 11 seconds of a dumb video that I did that I thought no one would care about, and now it's like at 100 million views.
Yeah.
So it's still going. So I'm just saying, you just don't know what's going to take off and what's going to hit people. I have videos that have done 500 views. I'm like, where did that come from? Like, why that subject? Why did that one take off? So for you, I'm sure you have the same thing. That's just content creator land. You watch your numbers, but you have to be careful watching your numbers. Like, because you can get caught up in the whole thing of like, that's all I got this week. Like, you gotta be careful.
And that's happened before. And because I try to set goals. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get 30,000 every day this month, and I've hit that goal. And then I'll be like, all right, 40. Well, I'm not. There's a couple days it dropped, and I'm like, you know what? Overall, I hit 26 out of 30 days, got over 40,000 views. Cool. I'll work with that. But then, there's usually Friday. By Friday, I'm like, this sucks.
See, my thing is, I'm a Monday morning quarterback. So my thing is, Monday mornings, I get all the numbers for the week before. I always wait till Monday, and then I go in and I go, oh, okay. That's what I do. So Monday morning to tomorrow morning will be my morning. I'll be sitting there going through and either being happy or not happy, one of the two. But I wouldn't, thing, and I want to address the thing you just said that people say to us all the time, like, you're not doing anything rough or whatever. Here's the thing: I've had jobs where I was hammering nails and shit. I've done all kinds. As you can tell, I've done all kinds of work. So I understand. But it's just relative, folks. It's almost like telling a doctor, you don't pick cotton outside or strawberries. Like, but they're a doctor. It's like something. It's like it's all relative to what we're doing. It's not saying that what we're doing is more important or anything. It's that it's work. If you're serious about something, no matter what it is, it's work.
Absolutely.
Into it. When you write, people say write books. You don't just wake up and write a book. It's work writing a book. It's a whole discipline. Like, so it's kind of people. It's work. So what we do, it is work. It's a career that didn't exist when we were kids. It didn't exist when we were young adults. This is all new. You and I are doing jobs that didn't exist 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't like that. YouTube was out, but there were YouTube stars, but it wasn't like this.
No, it was more self-help and learn how to change the tire and stuff like that. I mean,
or cat videos.
Like, and that's where I grew up in the era of Jackass. Like, I did some great value Jackass stuff, and I kind of wish YouTube was a little more prominent then. I might be a big star now. I don't know, but it's just like, it's okay. I had fun doing that. I have pain because of it too. But it's just this whole journey has been fun, and I commend one guy at my old place of employment. He got me on TikTok. If he wouldn't have got me on TikTok, this probably never would have happened because I was coming off of self-employment and trying to do the stock game and all that, and I'm like, I got to keep my head down, and not be in the clouds. And this dude goes, "Hey, have you ever got on TikTok? You're kind of funny." And I go, "No, that's stupid. I wouldn't ever get on TikTok. Why would anybody be on TikTok? That's an adult." Well, one day curiosity got the best of me, and I made a video, and it was the pop, lock, and drop it. I did the pop, lock, and drop it dance in my kitchen with my Golden Girls t-shirt on, and it got over 7,000 views.
There you go.
And I was hooked. So I was like, I'm going to make another video. It's going to go even better. The next video got 100 views, and I was on suicide watch. I was like, this isn't cool anymore.
Yes,
but it's just, you never know what's going to take off. Like I joked the other day, did you see the picture of the Chinese restaurant with a van in it? I got over 16,000 views on Facebook alone. And I go, I didn't have to take that, just cuz.
And that's true. That's true, though. It happens. That's very true.
It's baffling, but, so I was trying to see if I had any more. I don't have any more questions. I know I've taken over an hour of your time. And
I love it. I love it. I love hanging out with you. It's fine. That's no big deal. I'm glad we met. I'm excited. I'm glad. Thank you, Derek Dean, for accepting my invite to the podcast. So James would send me an email. Yes. Well, Derek Dean is somebody who I'm a huge fan also of, and it's funny. Again, I gained him through Doug Hess. And so I've had.
I have one question. I do have another question. How did you meet Doug Hess? Because you got a guy from Clinton and a guy from Inglewood. How the heck you guys meet?
Me and Doug and I talk about this. How this is really crazy. He really is. I could almost start crying, and seriously, how much I owe him in a sense of just what he's changed, He helped change the trajectory of my career, which is a big thing to do. For some guy from Clinton, Indiana. So 5 years ago, and this doesn't sound creepy at all. I was on Craigslist, and I put an ad out on Craigslist looking for men and women. And their voices. So he answered it because when I started writing these audio dramas, because everything was shut down. I said, well, we figured out we can do them through Zoom. So you can be from anywhere. We just, as long as you have a camera and we can hear your voice, we'll do it through Zoom, and then I'll do all this stuff in post-production, editing and post-production. He answered. And I got back to him. We talked a little bit, and he said he almost didn't do it. So I don't know how he went on Craigslist and found me, but I know that he reached out to me, and I said yes. And I said, you could play this character, Mysterious Uncle Charlie, on a show called Mistletoe Road that I wrote. So Mistletoe Road is a series where I was thinking one day, what would happen if I was dropped off in a Hallmark movie as me? That was the whole premise. From Inglewood to Hallmark Channel. That's what I thought, for real. And so I need a mysterious uncle who somehow he's nefarious. He's in there. And Doug was this. I got to play that. And he said he almost didn't show up to the first table read. And he did show up. And I liked him. He's like this mild. Doug Hess is like the Superman person. I mean, he's done a lot too, trust me. But he's also a little older like I am. He's in his 50s like I am. So it's kind of like, oh, it's a guy's old. But that was 5 years ago. And then we hit it off. And I've always said to anybody who's on my channel, if you have any ideas or anything you want to try out, try with me. Because I won't charge you anything. Just let's try it and see what happens. And he said, about maybe 2 or 3 months in, he goes, I have this idea for a show called Forgotten Hollywood. And he told me the premise. I hated the logo. He'll never let me forget that. I hated it. But we kept it. I said, and now it's one of my most successful shows of all time. So we just kept in touch, and we started adding more projects together. And he and I work very similarly. We have the same sensibility. And he's just been so loyal to me and my company. I have other people too on the network, so I won't leave you guys out. I love all you guys, my network. I was saying that Doug really, I was called the Hess effect. He really did just like come in, and when he touches turns to gold. And then so we're celebrating 5 years of this friendship, workship. Mm-hmm. And that's why I said a couple of years ago, I was like, I need to go to this place called Clinton, Indiana, because I feel like I'm the CEO of this company. I'm like this shady figure from Los Angeles. I said, I should meet the people. I literally said to him, I go, I couldn't find it on the map. I was like, where is this place? And then I found it, and then it was like, there's no hotels in Clinton. Where am I going to stay? And then I was like, there's no airports nearby. Like, it was Indianapolis, obviously, or whatever. I was like, like, I don't know this area. And I was like, how do I get? So literally, when I come to Clinton from Los Angeles, it's planes, trains, and automobiles. So I'm like, I figured it out the first time, but I was just like, how do I get it? And I remember my friends, my family were like, but James, I don't see any black people. Are you sure you want to go there by yourself to this guy you've never met in person, but you've known for you? He's like, you stay with me. I'm like, okay, I'll stay with you. And I took again. I say yes. I'm fearless. I say, everybody, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna work it out. I'm gonna go. And I met, and Doug came to pick me up in Indianapolis. I went to Indianapolis. And I always seen Doug sitting down. I've never saw him standing up. And he's taller, bigger than me. I was like, "Oh my God, you're huge!" That's the first thing I said. And I was like, "Wow!" I'm sorry. I mean, I'm 6 feet tall, 300 some pounds. He's like 6'3" or something. I didn't expect that because I've always seen you sitting down. That made me laugh. And we picked up like we know each other. We did for years, but I felt like we picked up like we know each other for years.
Yeah.
And because I am a fearless person who's open-minded to everything, I was just taking everything in. And I was like, there's no Target here, it's just Walmart. There's no I seriously, it was a culture shock. But I can say this with no even irony, every person I met in Western Indiana that I met, even so far, both trips has been amazing to me, and I love them all. If they're watching this, I love you guys. I love all you guys. And they continue to show me love and respect and kindness, including you. And I just think it's like I'm like, this is the part that I like, that they're judging me on me, just me. I came in open and friendly, so maybe that helps. And I can laugh and joke, and I can talk dirty. I can do all that stuff. I mean, I like to live, life, and laugh. But you know what I mean? Like, I think because I came not scared and closed and whatever, that it made people, I guess, open up to me. And I have so many. I can say I have friends, in this part of the town that if I show up there, they're happy to see me. And I'm like, that's crazy. I just never, and that's why we've had articles written about us, and people are fascinated by, like, we call it Clintonwood connection. This guy from Inglewood and this guy from Clinton, Indiana, we've somehow created this really big, 1/3 of my business. I would say 1/3 of my business.
That's awesome.
It's
been cool. It's been cool. I might have talked to almost everybody in the football side of your network. Yeah. I know Coach Gibson. I still got to get him.
Well, I think
I've talked to everybody else. And also, congratulations, you got 2 new podcasts coming: Terre Haute North, Patriots in the Paint, and then I'm going to butcher something Italian, something with Italy.
It's a Little Italy Italian Festival, which I went to last year. I saw the one. I didn't go this time, but I was there last year. Festival that happens in Clinton. I learned a lot about. There's a huge Italian heritage there, which I had no idea about. And it's been wonderful. I just, again, I can almost get really teary-eyed and sappy, which I hate being sappy. I hate it. I hate being sappy. I do. But I want to give a shout out to Misty Hess. That's my girl. Doug's wife, who just really, she's like, she is like family. They're like family to me, and the kids, and everybody. But I feel like you and I, even us, we are a representation of how life can be. You can be different and get along.
Absolutely.
You can be different and work together. I say different, meaning different backgrounds, different upbringings, different looks. But and we're both good looking, of course. So it's the same. Okay. But you know what I mean. Like it's just I feel like in times like this, this is what's needed. That we're more alike than we are different.
Absolutely.
I feel like that's the thing. I feel like the media is trying to make us all seem like we're all so different. Oh my God, I hate you. And I'm like, if I can continue this for another 20 years, I will stay in Indiana forever. I mean, I just think it's, and the people I keep, like I said, I love Rob Gibson. I love everybody. They're all just everybody. So I'm making friendships with everybody, and they're just really great people. You guys are all great.
Well, thank you. I'm excited. I don't know when your next trip is, but hit me up when I'll come pick you up. We can get an old crappy Chevy Silverado, baby. We'll go down. We'll stop off at the Chinese buffet and get some food yawn.
That's what you said. You got to take me to your Chinese place. You got to take me to your Chinese place. I got to take me there.
Yeah. I'll take you wherever you want to go, bud.
Here's the thing, kids. I need to shoot a gun because I've never shot a gun before. So I got to do that there. I've held a gun there, but I've never shot one. What else I got to do? I got to go. I got to go to Chinese place with you, of course. But there's something else I got to do there. But it's a couple things I got to do that are small town things I've never done before. So I got to
ride a horse.
I'm a horseback rider. I ride horses.
Okay.
So that's one thing I do. I wouldn't mind riding a horse there. I wouldn't mind riding a horse there, but I love horses. I grew up on a horse. That's all the story. I used to work with jockeys and things when I was a kid here in LA. So I'm a big horse fan. I'm a big equine person.
That's awesome. Well, you get your small town bucket list, man. We can chalk some things up.
I know. I got to make sure I write it up again because there's certain things I got to do. I have not done. I got to do that while I'm there. But yes, definitely, I'm working on coming back, folks. I'm working on it. Like I said, I take care of my mom and stuff, so I get things in order. But I'm itching to come back to Western Indiana.
Well, James, I thank you for your time. It's much appreciated. Right now, I got to thank the people that makes this possible. Wabash Valley Plumbing, RJ's Formal Wear, celebrating 40 years in the biz. Varsity House Outfitters, and Everhoped Co. Thank you, sponsors. Also, thank you to our subscribers on Facebook for 99 cents per month. You can subscribe to the Diner Podcast. All right, that's enough of that salesmanship. I don't like that, but we got to do it, don't we?
You got to do it. You got to pay the bills. Yeah. I just want to say out loud, if any of my listeners or watchers are watching this, subscribe to him, follow him, follow this, because James told you to.
Well, all of my people follow this man on all social medias. Plug your socials so they can follow along with this great journey.
I've been saying this for 15 years. Where all James Lott Jr.'s are sold at James Lott Jr. on all social media platforms. I made it easy for you guys, easy breezy. Or JLJ Media. I'm on all of that too. But literally, James Lott Jr. is on everything. I mean, from TikTok to everything. I'm on everything at James Lott Jr. Follow me there. And it will take you where we need to go. A lot of help.com. That's Lott with 2 T's, my last name. Check that out also. Please do. And check out our content. We have some really great content. We're on all streaming service platforms, from iHeartRadio to Apple. Google's gone. Spotify, Casters. We're on all those. And YouTube, I call the granddaddy of them all, JLJ Media.
Well, thank you very much, my friend. I can't wait to talk with you again. So we're out of here. Keep pushing. Love.